As a child, do you remember playing with toys and pets, using them to make sense of the world? Well, children today have exceedingly moved beyond the simple animatronic of the past and into technologically advanced zoomorphic devices. Take Sony's Aibo dog, for example. A robot marketed as a companion with a 3-year cloud plan, toys, and a personalized dog tag. Aibo effectively impersonates an artificially intelligent live dog. As a disruptive innovation, Aibo operates as a symbol of the increasingly technologically embedded future. Thus, it will be utilized as an example to explore the worryingly invasive future presented by the current pace of technological trends.
Yeah, I grew up with 2 cats, 2 dogs throughout my entire childhood. It was really useful for, teaching compassion and empathy. There's a connection to kind of nature, while also you learn how to be responsible and how to get more responsibility as you get older.
It makes a big difference to children and our family, definitely. We had a very special cat that we got as a kitten when the kids were little, and they kind of grew up together, and he was just so much part of the family.
In the development of children, toys much like pets serve to enhance cognitive behavior and stimulate creativity, thus aiding in the development of physical and mental skills. Pets additionally help facilitate emotional maturity, as often the loss of a pet is a child's first interaction with grief.
I was pretty young when we lost our first pet, so it's very much like an entrance point into that world and how to cope with kind of a loss. And that way you kind of get emotional maturity even though the experience is unpleasant.
And I suppose it just teaches you the cycle of life a bit too.
But robotic pets don't die. No death, no lessons in grief. Thus, a key stage of children's emotional development would be disrupted if these toys were to fully take the place of biological pets.
I think there's potentially all sorts of ethical complications that we need to look at, but on the surface of it, I think potentially these things can enrich a child's environment, their learning, their emotional development, and the fun that they have in their lives.
Sony's Aibo collects personal data, which Sony has the right to use, and can sell to third parties as long as it is de-identified. The dog's front-facing camera also means biometric data, including facial scans, can be collected. There is also the patrol feature, so the dog can be programmed to fundamentally stalk people, which the owner has access to. The privacy issues are rife.
So there's all these implications to it that people haven't really thought through, right? The level of surveillance, for example. Is it ethical for these data to be harvested based on the concept of surveillance? I think that's the part that smart toys kind of, what's the word for it? Kind of stepped into without actually addressing any of these problems. And because they're also, the discourse of the toy, right, is supposed to be fun, supposed to be harmless. So people think very much less so in terms of it being a threat.
Taking this as the model for the future of zoomorphic toys, there is the potential that every aspect of a child's life will be surveilled. Biometric data means companies could track children's emotions, their joys, their fears. Parents can use these toys to keep track of their children. Imagination is fostered through play, but if the play is disrupted by a watchful eye, that development can falter. This is a cynical view of the future, but one that needs to be considered.
If it's presented to children as something for them, something special to them, and surreptitiously, rather than upfront, parents are using it to monitor them, I think that's problematic in terms of the ethics of how we treat children.
Zoomorphic pets are intertwined with a range of conceptual issues which need to be addressed before they become prolific.
I would like to think that the digital future is a positive one.
Right.
It becomes more convenient, but of course, as per everything, it always have a trade-off. But it really depends on how much can we lose in that process of trading for convenience and trading for technological advances, right?
What we've got to do is be careful that we don't allow all these ethical concerns and complexities to get in the way of seeing some of the opportunities and some of the potential benefits that these technologies present to us.